unhappy, uneasy, dissatisfied. There is a great disturbance, causing affliction, to this frail and broken mind.
Oh, yeah. What's going on? What's up, everybody? Hail. It is Friday. I'm your host, Eric Miltowski, and we shall proceed with the proceedings of the Fan Art Friday. Lots of people in the chat. Lots of stuff to get into here. I got some fun stuff planned. We're going to do a little unboxing. I got some prints fresh off the press for my printer. I'll show you those. And yeah, so let's see who's in the house. Z-Verse Comics. What's up, Nighthawk Warrior? How are you doing today? I'm good. I'm good. My stomach hurts a little bit like the other Friday when I canceled, but I'm going to pull through. I'm going to be all right. I drank coffee again. I ate plenty. So it's just the hot coffee in the morning. I don't know why. It's just, I got to have cold coffee. If I have hot coffee, it like the acidity just messes up my stomach. So can't wait to see what you come up with today for Humphrey Bear. Oh, Z-Verse is a prophet. Be sure to check out. No, don't do that. Hell, Eric Miltowski. Hell chat. What's going on? What's on the masterpiece agenda today? We shall see. Duck Bacon. Taylor, use toxic. Hell chat. Duck Bacon. Humphrey Bear in the house. What's going on? Bum, 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 bum. Let's see. Who else? Who else? Lord Ravener. Lord Ravener. Bum, 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 bum. So Lord Ravener comes in with an evil mushroom girl. And I don't know who that is or what that is. And then Humphrey Bear says Pluto Mcgoo. Again, I don't know who that is or what that is. So Lord Ravener, you're first with Evil Mushroom Girl. So if you could show me who Evil Mushroom Girl is, send me a DM in Twitter or something. I shall draw an Evil Mushroom Girl. Or maybe I could just make it up. I don't know if it's a real person. I don't know. So love to see it. I'd love to see some art of Balthier from Final Fantasy 12. Awesome. Awesome. Who else? Dun, dun, dun. I saw a Zaid Comics in the house. What's going on? Phil, what's up? And is that everybody? Is that everybody? Anybody else? Anybody else? I have no idea what that is either. Hyper Potato in the house. What's going on? Hail. Hyper Potato was our winner from last week. He got the Elvira. Oh, I still need to mail that out. That's sitting over here. Let me show you. Dun, 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 dun. Is it? Somewhere. There it is. It's chilling. Ugh. Bam! From last week's Elvira, Hyper Potato. See, guys, you got to throw down a character that I know, and that's real. Evil Mushroom Girls, I know they exist, but I haven't seen any. So you got to show me what you want me to draw. All right. Eric did another coffee. I did. What was I thinking? Okay. I think that catches us up. Amanda B. Yeah. Oh, I was going to let you do it however you wanted. An Evil Mushroom Girl? However I wanted. I've never heard of Mushroom Lady. Is it real? Amanda B. This show was via your recommendation, so kudos to you. So Amanda recommended an Evil Mushroom Girl. So just so I understand, is this just like a generic evil girl who likes mushrooms, who is on mushrooms? Sorry, there's a fly in my office. I need to know. I need to know. Okay, we got to do established characters. That would be very helpful. Doing stuff that just, I mean, we do it, but it's a little different. All right, what else? Let's check it out. Finish this. I think I can show this. Yeah, I think I can show this. This is the new cover. A cover. I think the Fun My Comic exclusive cover for the Little Mermaid that I did for One Pixel Trader. So check that out. Maybe she has a mushroom helmet. I don't know, maybe. But here's this hot stuff. There's the Little Mermaid. All right. So let's go over to the drawing table. I got some other stuff to show you, and I'm going to do an unboxing while I wait for Lord Ravener to tell me what I'm going to do for Okay. Established. Never mind then. Let someone else do theirs. Okay. All right. But Humphrey Bear, I have no clue who Pluto Mcgoo is. I've heard it. Is he different than Mr. Mcgoo? I know Mr. Mcgoo, who I don't want to do. Don't want to do a Mr. Mcgoo. But who is Pluto Mcgoo? I Googled it and nothing came up. Pluto Mcgoo. Pluto Mcgoo. Again, if you can show me a picture of him. Oh, he's a new superhero. All right, well, I need a picture of him. If you could send me a picture of him, then I could do him. If not, we go on to the next one. He's a new superhero. All right, you got to send me a picture. Somehow, some way. DM me on Twitter, Facebook, Messenger, I don't care. That's a character me and Humphrey Bear made. I'll send you a drawing Gary did. Oh, okay. Why you guys got to be so difficult? Just give me like a character. Give me a Wolverine. Give me a Final Fantasy character. That'll work. You guys got to make this difficult, man. This is not that difficult. Just give me a character that's established, man. Come on. Okay. Anyway, let's go over to the drawing table while I wait for Pluto Mcgoo. Let's do that. Hold on one second. Boom! Yeah, someone pick a known character like Atari Force, right? Hyper Potato? Come on. Come on, guys. Well, while we wait for the unveiling of Pluto Mcgoo, let's check out some prints that I got hot off the press. Now, these are not new prints or new images. These are old ones, but I've got some new ones. This is from 2014. This is a Red Hood standing there, looking all cool. Bada boom. So that's that. So, and this was colored by Marcus Odoms. This is Wolverine and Batman, two of my favorite characters, established characters that I know, I draw, I love. Hint, hint. This was drawn in 2016. I colored this one. This was a commission from a friend of mine. And this one's hot stuff. That one's awesome. Now, here we go. The new ones. The newbies, we've got the awesome, this is colored by my cover colorist, Carbon Graphics. This is the Blue Beetle. Because, you know, the movie's coming out. Prints are hot when the movie's coming out. And then, you know, they slowly fade into oblivion. But when the movie's coming out, these are hot. So you got to do it while it's hot. So here you go. Here's a Blue Beetle. And wonderful. Came out great. I did after Jim Lee because I'm sure Jim Lee did a pose like this somewhere, sometime. It's kind of like his classic pose. So I don't want to be, you know, charged with swiping. So I just credited him just in case. And then here we go. The Spider-Man 2099. Yes. So I colored this one. Came out all right. I mean, I'm not a colorist, but I do my best. So it'll work. Again, Spider-Man 2099 going to be in the new movie for the Spider-Man Into the Multiverse or whatever. It's going to be hot. So got to get it while it's hot. And right now, guys, all these prints are on my website, ericnoltowskiart.com. The Blue Beetle and the Spider-Man 2099 are $10 each plus shipping. So they're half off of what I normally charge, which is $20. So boom. There you go. Only for a limited time. It's probably going to be off like early next week. So get it while you can. I see Nighthawk sent me a message. He shared a picture with me. What the heck? All right. Okay. So a space looking dude. I gotcha. Space looking dude. Okay. I did see this that you posted somewhere. Okay, I think I saw Gary's, and I saw yours, Nighthawk. All right, so there you go. Pluto Mcgoo. So you got to give me a little bit more information because I only see a headshot. Is he a space guy? Does he have a space zapper weapon? Let's see. Let me go over. I'm assuming you sent me the same one, Humphrey Bear. Yes, indeed, same one. Okay. All right. I can just do Eric's. All right, this is something I'm working on. This is a potential Kickstarter exclusive cover for Shadow Century Origins #1. I'm messing around with some ideas. I was not going to do any exclusive for Kickstarter, but then I was like, but then nobody who is backed in Indiegogo is want to even care or come over to Kickstarter. So I think I need an exclusive. So I'm working on it. To be determined. I'll let you know. All right. Here is a package from Tyler Kirkham. Just got this in the mail. So let's check this out. Let's see what we got here. Dun, dun, dun. I never done an unboxing before, I don't think. So this is the first, guys. So we got Final Boss number 2. Oh yeah. Chickadee, chickadee. So I think these are the 3 covers. This one, you guys know who this is. If you're keen and you look at that hand and you know whose hand that is, this is a Kenneth Rockefort. There's his little symbol there. Sorry, my light's not too wonderful right now. Let's brighten it up in here a bit. There we go. Boom. So there you go. I saw this. I got a email that the number 2 was out. I don't think he's doing a crowdfund for it. So yeah. So I saw this and I was like, yep, I'll pick up those. So I had a great deal. I think it was $25 for all 3, something like that. So there you go. So that's what I got. So looking forward to that. Obviously, the first one I did that special variant cover for Nicholas Veer with the Tinged Soldier. So I've got that one. So it was okay. It was cool. It was fun. So I want to check out the next one. And I got a Kenneth Rockefort cover. So boom. There you go. All right. So that's it. That's all the goodies I have to share. And now we get to draw Pluto Mcgoo. I'm going to draw. I'm going to put this down so you guys can. The camera will focus. There we go. And so that's my space cowboy. And now I'm going to draw another space dude called Pluto Mcgoo. Let's do this thing. All right. Now, fellas, I'll check the chat real quick. The other little alien-looking dude, who's that? Who's that? So I'm assuming Pluto Mcgoo is the space-looking gentleman, and then the alien-looking dude is his sidekick? I don't know. But let's go to the chat. He's the sidekick. All right. I've gotten the Little Mermaid, Lara Croft, and She-Ra before, Taylor. Yeah. Amanda's got a few good ones. Yeah. Do the characters have to be superheroes? No, they don't have to be superheroes. I could do Final Fantasy. As long as it's like an established character, as long as there's an image of it, I can work off of that. So Pluto Mcgoo here, I've only got 2 headshots. Got an alien, sidekick, and then a headshot. So that's really all I have to work on. So I'm going to have to make up the rest, which I'd rather have something I could look at and just not have to make it up. So established character. That's all I asked. Dun, 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 dun. Jump. I got a Rockefort cover, but a friend snagged it for me at a con. Nice. Yep, I did get the message. Sidekick, yes, he's a human. And the alien is the sidekick. Okay. That actually goes on Lizzo's body. Funny. That was a good one. Yeah, because like for instance, the little alien dude, I don't know how tall he is. I don't know how big he is. I don't know what the rest of his outfit looks like. So literally, I'm just drawing it from my head. And once I draw it and I create it, then it becomes mine. So you can't use my creation on your character, Mr. Humphrey Bear and Nighthawk. So there you go. Them's the rules. If I create it, it's mine. So you got to draw something else if you want to do it. So, but I'm going to do a full body because they deserve a proper treatment. But so I'm just going to wing it, and I hope you like it. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Going to do Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Gonna give him a weapon. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see here. Gotta think of a pose. Think of a pose. Just gonna block it in. Get the idea here that I want. Whoa. That was my daughter. She's supposed to be sleeping. That's a funny cry. I don't know if you could hear that. But anywho. Let's see here. Hand. And then he's like this. His leg needs to be taller. Foot. All right. His leg's too short. It's going to go off the page, so let me redo that. Make his body bigger. Brush. Boom. All right. That's why I don't work from the bottom up. I got to work from the top down because it's hard to get everything right, but sometimes gotta. See, now the proportions are all out of whack, so I gotta bring it back. Bring it back. It's out of whack. Yakety yak. Don't talk back. There we go. Don't want to chop off any feet. It's like how to draw comics the Marvel way right here. Blocking in your shapes. Lots of bubbles. Great book, by the way. I think I've mentioned that before. But great book for beginning artists. If you want to get the basics. And yeah. Great book. How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. The original edition. The first. Let's see. Where is it? Here it is. The original by Stan Lee and John Buscema. There's another version, which is Stan Lee's How to Draw Comics, but I've actually heard that he used a ghostwriter. Somebody else wrote it, and they just slapped his name on it. But drawing the human head, it's got everything. Starting with your stick figures. Awesome stuff. And then what I'm doing right here is, let's see. There's a picture of Thor. There you go. Just kind of like roughing it in, really loose. And then you go back in, kind of form it up. But yeah, you just start with a very loose gesture sketch, bubble it up, and then refine it. Boom. There you go. That's basically what I'm doing. There you go. Great stuff. And then it's got like perspective and all the other stuff, which I still suck at. I'm not great at perspective. But I can flub it. And it looks decent enough. It'll pass. Looking sweet from 30 feet. So as long as you don't bust out your ruler and start checking my horizon line and stuff, we're good. We're good. All right, I'm giving him a ray gun, which is going to look like something from Looney Tunes. little what's that little alien's name? What's his name? I forget his name. Dun, 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 dun. Ray gun. Very simple ray gun. So now again, since this is not fully developed character, you guys, if I create his costume, you can't reuse it. You gotta make up your own. This is Eric's costume. Since I can only see literally the top part from the chest up, what's from below is Eric's. So there you go. That's the rule. If I create it, it's mine. If you use it, you got to credit me. So there you go. Can't even see his hands. There's no hands. There's nothing. There's a face and a mask, and that's it. And a spaceship, which I'm not going to draw. I'll draw his little sidekick, but, you know, he's going to be down here hiding behind his leg because he looks like a scaredy cat. So I'm going to draw him really small too. So hope that's okay. Dun, 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 dun. He reminds me of Snarf from Thundercats. Snarf. Little beady eyes. Eyebrows like, what's going on? Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Can I give him 6 arms? He looks like he might have 6 arms. Dun, dun, dun. I'm going to do it. I'm going with 6 arms. Hope you don't mind. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. There we go. Okay. There you go. There's the little dude. Okay. Let's see here. So this goes here. This goes down. Belt with some gear, of course. All right, let's draw the face. Bam. Good job, Nighthawk, on the face, on the mask. I dig it. It's cool, man. Now, is Pluto Mcgoo the alien and the dude, or is it just the dude and then the alien's got another name? What's the alien's name? Is one Pluto and the other Mcgoo? How's that work? Curious. I'm curious. You got to tell me. He reminds me of like the Rocketeer kind of. I get a Rocketeer vibe from him, which is cool. The Rocketeer is awesome. All right, and let's see. Let's do. What should we do with the other arm? Let's do something here. Let's see. Let's do some things here. I'm going to put his holster for his ray gun down here. And we're going to give him, well, you can't see that. All right, there's the boots. And let's see. What else? How about we'll go this handout, or like a I've got this situation. Let's refine that hand there. Don't want to go too big. Looks like it might be too big. Let's see. Let's slim it down. Slim it down. There we go. That's better. All right. Does he have a jetpack? I want to give him a jetpack. Can he have a jetpack? I'm going to give him a jetpack. Eric's version jetpack. Boom. Kind of like a Rocketeer type dude. I get that vibe. I don't know why. Pluto Mcgoo. Does he hail from Pluto? Is he a Plutonian? After this, I got to help my wife. We're going to clean the house. We got friends coming over tomorrow for a baby shower. It's a busy week. It's been crazy busy. My wife took my daughter to see A Midsummer's Night Dream play. She's actually studying that. We're not studying it, but she's writing a paper on it in school. So they went to see the play, which they said was really good at Grossmont College. And they did that. Tomorrow's a baby shower. Then there's like 2 birthday parties. And then I get to possibly hang out with my 2 sons. So we might go see Guardians of the Galaxy. And that'll be fun. So need something to do while the women's are doing their thing. And yeah. We saw Super Mario Brothers, which was good. It was good. I don't know why I was expecting it to be maybe a little better, but although too I was a little distracted. We watched it at home, so maybe that could be why I didn't have my full attention. But the kids liked it, so that's all that matters. But so yeah, all right, there we go. Pluto Mcgoo sketched out, looking cool. I'm gonna draw Pluto in the background. We're a planet. Let's see. Let's go. We're gonna do 2 planets. We're gonna do 1 here and 1 here, just because 2's better than 1. And then come some kind of space terrain, which I'm going to just wiggle in there. And there we go. All right. Focus. Focus. Let's go over there. Does that work? There we go. Now it's focused. Okay, here we go. Dun, dun, dun. I'll leave that there. Let me check the chat, and we'll get into the Inkins. Get rid of this. Ugh. 1 second. Okay, let's see here. Real name is Ben Logan, aka Pluto Mcgoo. Yes, Rocketeer 2. It's kind of like a Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers. Nice. I dig it. Humphrey Bear, no, we will be using Eric's drawing because it will be something we can legally use. You will have to buy the copyright design from Eric. We need to pay cash too. Boom, 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 boom. We will make a new costume. Yeah, man, you gotta make it your own. There's not even any color yet. You guys haven't even colored it or anything. So you guys got some work to do. Get on it. What are you waiting for? Let's go. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. How does owning the copyright of your own characters work? Is it a long process? I mean, in the simplest form, if you make up a character, if you made up a character, if you had it somewhere in print, like if you published it online, or if you put it on, like, let's say a DeviantArt page, then you kind of have like a timestamp of when you created that character. So then, so you've already copywritten it technically. If you want to do it properly, you go through, legal channels, you contact the trademark copyright office, and you you trademark your character with the name, the design, and all that stuff. If you do that, it is a longer process, but basically what you'll need for the simple fact of like, oh, I created this character, he's my character, someone else stole it. You just need to have proof that you created it first, when you created it, that they indeed ripped off your character that looks exactly the same. So to prove that, you just need a timestamp. And the only way you're going to get that is if you print it out, stick it in the mail, and certify it, send it to yourself certified mail, because then the post office will put a timestamp, date stamp on it. Then they send it back to you. Don't open it. You have in your possession a way to prove this is mine. This is when I created it. You have a time and date stamp. If you publish it online, we'll do the same thing. So then you could prove like, oh, look, see, I published this back in February of 2020, and theirs came out in March of 2020, something like that. Take, for instance, my character Hopscotch, who I launched the campaign in February of 2020. Punchline from DC Comics came out right about the same time. I think the first images of her came out around February. And people have said, oh, she looks like Punchline or whatever. They literally came out around the same exact time. And so, and they kind of look alike, but not really. So if you're really to like look at it, like they can't come after me, I don't think, and I'm not going to go after them, but it's just a character that looks similar. The hair, kind of the dots maybe, but yeah, they literally came out around the same time because I looked into it. So probably mine came out first, really, but whatever. I don't think there's any, there's no overlap that is like, oh, they stole my idea. Yeah, they were creating her probably around the same time, I was publishing and working on Hopscotch from Shadow Sentry. So there you go. Can you copyright multiple characters, stories, and created worlds under one copyright, or does it need to be all separate from each other? So Shadow Sentry is the book, the concept, then everything. If I copyright Shadow Sentry, then all that stuff falls under it and is trademarked, copyright, under it. So now with Shadow Sentry, I went through the legal processes, and I gave it to a guy who's a lawyer. They submitted it for copyright, and it was rejected because it's stupid. But so Marvel has the Sentry, right? Single character. I don't even really think he had his own book title published until like very recently. But because Marvel has a character by the name of the Sentry, they said, oh, well, it's too similar, too close, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That said, I've already printed my book, and I could put the trademark symbol on it and copyright because it is printed and it is mine. So even though the copyright, the trademark, copyright, whatever, legal guys, or I don't even know what you call them, that, service, like the post office, it's like it's an actual thing, a building, whatever, the copyright, trademark people, they denied it, but it's still mine, and I could still put trademark, copyright on it. So anyway, it's weird, it's stupid. And then same thing with Legacy Comics. I tried to trademark that. They got nixed because there's other things out there with Legacy in the name. There's nothing that's Legacy Comics, but because Legacy is in the name, they said it's like, oh, well, it's too close, blah, 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 you can't use it. So my lawyer told me if I continue to use Shadow Sentry and I continue publishing under Legacy Comics, the more that I have to show that I've done, it would actually be better for me in the long run, because it shows like, oh, look, I've used it multiple times, blah, blah, blah. And then I have proof that Shadow Sentry is nothing like Sentry the character. In fact, it's a whole team. It doesn't even reference anything like the Sentry from Marvel, blah, blah, blah. So it gives me more power to my copyright claim. If, you know, but again, it's already copyrighted. It's already trademarked. It's just, you know, in the legal world, it's not like official, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So even if Marvel sued me, I don't think they'd have a case, but it's just, yeah. Repairman Jack in the house. What's going on? Ahoy Comics Gate. What's going on, brother? Repairman Jack, shoot me your address so I can mail out that Iron Fist to you, and I will do that for you. So yeah, just shoot that over. Okay, I think I hit on all that. Sorry, I know that was kind of long, but good question. Good question. All right, let's go ink some Pluto Mcgoo, and we shall be on our way. Oops, wrong one. Let's go back to the other audio. There. Okay, and I'm not a lawyer. I'm just kind of passing on the information that I know, that I have been given, but yeah. I'm not a lawyer, and don't take everything I say to the bank. It's just how I understand it, and yeah. But I have it from a good source. He's a lawyer, and not just a little lawyer. He's a big lawyer, and I've done multiple commissions for him every year. He gets a commission for me. I do like Christmas cards basically, and he sends them to his clients. So here's, actually have them right behind me. Here's this was last year's, and it's interesting because all the characters are like super generic because, you know, he's like a copyright lawyer, so they're all super generic. I created these kind of guys, just some kind of superhero team for them, but so they all kind of have this similar look to them. So there you go. This was, let me see if there's a date on this one. Nope. I think this was 2 years ago. This was last, let's see, this was last year. It's 2002. This was 2021. This was probably 2020. And then I don't have the first one I did anymore. But anywho, so I've got all that information on, you know, it's good. It's good. But yeah. But interestingly, yeah, Shadow Sentry is not copyrighted with the Copyright Office. It's just, it is what it is. So, but yeah, but my lawyer said I could use the trademark and copyright things in my book, on my book, and that's how that goes. So there you have it, folks. Pluto Mcgoo. Here we go. Let me take one more look at this mask. Dun, 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 dun. Let's go down the back. Let's cut it there. You know what? I'm not going to use a brush. Am I going to use a brush? Should I use a brush? Let's see here. Let's go with 5. You know what? Never mind. We're going to do an 8. Let's do an 8. It's a little more on that cartoony side, so I can go a little thicker with my lines. And but something to note on that thing, and I'm kind of joking when I say like, oh, you can't use what I create here. It's just if I were to give another artist my drawing, and they were to, let's say it was an unfinished drawing, and I was like, I don't know what this is, just kind of come up with it and create it, then, you know, they should be credited with creating the outfit, the look of the character. So, if Stan Lee says to Jack Kirby, "Hey man, here's a dude. He's like, he has spider powers. He climbs on walls. His name is Spider-Man. Just kind of create him, come up with an idea, make him look cool." And then Jack Kirby draws Spider-Man and comes up with the actual look of Spider-Man. Then he's done something totally different, and he should be credited with creating the character, as well as Stan Lee coming up with the simple idea. So it's just that kind of idea and that kind of concept. Like if you have somewhat of a idea, like Pluto Mcgoo, look, that's Pluto Mcgoo, but then another artist creates the entire look of them and the colors and everything, and that's all you had, then that creator should be credited with creating your character, if that makes sense. So there's a big difference between character creation and just having like an idea. A concept artist is going to conceptualize your idea. They're going to come up with what it looks like. So yeah, you might have a cool idea, but the artist really is the one doing the look of it, the concept design, and they're making the character what it is. So if that makes sense. So and so if you're in the art world and someone comes up to you and is like, "Hey, I need you to draw my character," and I'm like, "Okay, cool. So give me a picture of what he looks like," right? And they're like, "Oh, well, we don't really have a look for him yet." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, then you don't want an artist. You want a concept designer." So, and if someone's going to ask me to design their character, I'm going to charge them differently than I would if I'm just drawing a picture of your character, because concept design takes a lot longer. I'm going to draw like 10 different looks and you pick the best one. And there's just more that goes into it. So even on my website for commissions, I make sure I tell people, like, look, there's a big difference between me drawing a commission for you and you wanting me to design a character for you. It's going to be priced differently. It's going to take longer. And so, I want to be paid accordingly for my work. Yeah, there you go. Stupid fly. I hate flies in my office. I need a fly swatter. I really want to kill this fly. I'll be right back. Eric's on mission. I'll be right back. Dun, 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 dun. Let's do some fly killing music while I'm gone. Gotta get the fly swatter. Got the fly swatter. Where did he go? It was on my window. There he is. One shot. Dead. Be gone, fly. Be gone. Oh, and his guts are hanging out of the window. Look at that. Like, flew all the way over here. There we go. Proof. Got the little bugger. Guts are just splattered. I love it. Made my day. Hate flies. Okay, back to work. Okay, I'll leave the music on. It's soothing. It'll calm me down. Okay, so Mr. Pluto Mcgoo. So anyway, I hope all that makes sense. But so if okay, so where I was going with that, so the person who asked me to do concept designs for their character, I mean, most of the time it's not like, oh, I'm creating the next Spider-Man. It's just I'm helping somebody out with their work. But I mean, let's say that character ended up being like the next Spider-Man. It made it huge, made it big. Then they would need to credit me with the creation of that. And then also they would pay me, appropriately. So that way, they own the character, right? I'm just creating it. They own it. They don't have to pay me more to own the character. They're paying me for the work. And so if the work is, I'm an artist for hire, then they pay me that way. Now, when it would be different is like, let's say a movie studio, contacted me and they wanted me to create this character, and they didn't want, they would still have to credit me. Yeah. So that wouldn't, yeah. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so it still works out. But there's a different kind of component to that where, if somebody wanted to, like I had people who wanted me to create something and they wanted to mass produce it like as cards or poker chips, right? And I think they wanted me to, they wanted to use like my images. I think maybe for like one of my characters or something, and have that be like a poker chip or card thing that they could mass produce, right? So if someone takes my Shadow Century art and they pay me for that art, it's still mine. It's kind of like licensing, right? If I make poker chips and I want to put Marvel characters on my poker chips, I have to pay Marvel to use that artwork, and then I'm going to turn around and sell it, right? So I'm giving them money up front. I'm giving them money for what I make, right? So same kind of concept. So someone can't just take my stuff and pay me for it, but then mass produce it, and then I don't get any of that revenue, right? So there's a difference between all these different things. So there you go. But yeah. But if someone's paying me work for hire, then it's like they own it, and then if they want to pay me for the original artwork, they could do that, and it's theirs. But yeah, so there's kind of differences with how that all works out. So there's a point where a one-time fee isn't going to cover like I'm gonna pay you like $2,000 for your awesome Shadow Century artwork, and then I'm going to put it on poker chips, and then they could print the poker chips over and over and over and over and over. Like $2,000 just isn't going to pay for all the revenue you're making off my thing, if that makes sense. So little business things that come into play. It's like me and my wife just watched Air on Amazon Prime. It's the story of the Air Jordans. It was good. But one of the things, and it's funny too, because Michael Jordan did not like Nike. He loved Adidas, and even Converse too. But Adidas was like, he would wear that like off the court. Like as soon as he got done off the court, he'd like put on his Adidas. But I think he wore Converse during the games. But Nike's deal was, one, the shoe would be named after him, and then they would even pay the fees that he would incur during the games wearing the Nike shoes, because the Nike shoes had more color than was allowed at the time in the NBA. So they paid his fines, and then also basically Michael Jordan would get money off of every shoe that they sold, and he would get that for the rest of his life in perpetuity. And that was something that no one had ever really asked for, but because his name was on the shoe, him and his mom fought like, hey, his name's on it. He's helping sell it, so he's going to get a cut of every single shoe you sell. And that kind of, after that point, really became the norm for all these different athletes and stuff. There's like, their name is going to be on this product. Well, they're going to get paid for it. They're really the one helping sell the product. People want it because, well, Michael Jordan and Kyle Irving and whoever, LeBron James, or their name is on it. Their name is attached to it. So smart business. It's kind of like Lucasfilms with Star Wars. They got in their contract, it was like they were going to get the right to do all the toy sales, all the additional sales from Star Wars, toys, games, whatever, all the there's a term for it, I can't think of it right now, but that was theirs. So all that money went to them, and that was a smart business deal. Star Wars merchandise sold probably billions, more than billions at this point, probably. So I think it's just merchandising in general, basically, is what would be considered. So smart party. Got to be smart in the business world, eh? So there you go. Pluto Mcgoo. If you make it into a movie, make sure you get the rights to do all the merchandising stuff, guys. Get that in your contract. So like a movie studio is going to pay you to make your movie, to use your idea and make it into a big movie. But then you can say, okay, well, you can do all that, but I'm going to handle all the merchandising. I get all the merchandising royalties and blah, blah, blah. I'm going to get all that. And you work that in your contract. So, there you go. And who knew at the time that Star Wars would be so big, so crazy? Who knew? George Lucas had an idea. That was a smart man. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. I don't want an 8. Let's go with 3. Let's draw some eyeballs. Then there's this other term, which I don't know what it's called. Mike Miller has used it before. But basically, it's the idea that, when somebody has an idea, like, it's like someone else is going to have a similar idea at the same time. And so, there's just these ideas that kind of float out in the ether, and someone gets one, and then someone else gets one very similar, and that's just the way it works. It's how it goes. So that's why, I don't know if that's why sometimes you'll have like one movie studio does a movie, and then another movie studio does a movie, and it's like they're so similar, but it's just like, similar concepts are just floating out there at the same time. But, it just happens that way. Like Hopscotch and Punchline, they're kind of similar, but, they're created around the same time. And gosh, well, actually my first idea for Hopscotch was like in 2014, so, which, and I've got proof of that, kind of. It's printed. I showed it to when I first pitched Shadow Sentry to Omar Spahi at what was it, Oasis? No, it was Awesome, OSSM, Awesome Comics. When I first pitched it to him, she was in there, a little thing that I made. I still have it, but it's got all the early artwork from the Shadow Sentry characters in it. And that was 2014. So, yo. But what's his color look like? Standard color, nothing special there. So got some heavy blacks there. So I'm gonna do, let's see, let's go. I'm gonna say that this under outfit color is a dark color. And it's like when Jim Lee created Gen 13. Originally, it was going to be Gen X, right? And then right around the same time, Marvel was creating Generation X, and so Jim Lee ended up changing it to Gen 13 because it was too close, and obviously Marvel had all the X titles kind of wrapped up, So, but yeah, it was just very similar, but it came out around the same time, and then Jim Lee, not wanting to go into a law dispute, copyright dispute, decided, all right, I'm just going to change it. And so there you go. I feel like this should be darker. But I'm sure there was some kind of in coming up with Gen X, a little bit of hey, Marvel, I'm gonna use the X in my title, possibly, You're not the only ones who could use an X. But then too, if there was a company out there who's like, oh man, I want to Legacy Comics, I really like that, I want to use it, and they see I'm using it already, they could technically, if they wanted to pay me to use that and have me just kind of give it up, they could pay me for that if they wanted. If they paid me nice enough, be like, all right, fine, whatever, you can use it. And I would no longer have any right to it, and I come up with something else. And I just realized that homeboy, he needs to have a similar glove over here. This would be black. But if you go on Facebook and see, okay, when it comes to stuff like that, right? So when I came up with Legacy Comics, what did I do? I went on Facebook and I just searched, okay, Legacy Comics. Who's got Legacy Comics? Who uses Legacy Comics? There was no company using Legacy Comics. Now there was comic book shops, right? There's Legacy Comics and Cards, right? Now that is a comic shop. That's not a comic book publisher, right? They're making comics. So now that's one way to do it. And, that's what I did. I'm like, okay, well, there's no one else out there with it. And I'm sure if someone had it, they would have it, on a social media site, on something, they'd be using it, right? So, but that's, now when I went to do the copyright thing, I paid for a service to have them actually do a deep search, right? And you're going to want to do that because if you're going to have it copyrighted, you want to make sure there's not going to be any issues, right? Nobody's going to come after you. So, and then that's just smart from a legal standpoint. So they did a deep search. All the searches came back. There was a lot of people using Legacy in their titles, blah, blah, blah. But the reason, I'm trying to remember why they didn't. Yeah, so there was no other company with just Legacy Comics, but there was Legacy, blah, blah, blah comics, other comic things with Legacy in the title. So again, I could still use it, but they wouldn't like put their stamp on it and say, okay, it's official, it's copyrighted, because other people have it in their title. Now I could ask the attorney, like, okay, like, fight it, let's go back to them and refute it, whatever, blah blah blah. But it's kind of like time and money, and again, it's not like I can't use it. I could use it. It's just yeah. So the more I use it, though, it's better for me, and then I could resubmit it later on down the road and show them, like, look, I've got 3 books that I've done, and this is why it's different, and blah blah blah. So yeah, so it's just that kind of stuff. And then too, with the Shadow Century thing, with Marvel having the Century, it's just kind of like words, and they look at it and they say, well, okay, Marvel is a comic book company, Marvel has the Century, and I have Shadow Century. So it's like, it's similar, but it's not. But they're like, again, we could fight it, and we could prove that it's totally different, but again, it's like, okay, well, do some more books, and when we resubmit it, you're going to show them you have 3 books that you've used, here's why it's different, and then you kind of make more of a case for yourself. So that's what I'm going to do. And yeah, so I hope that all makes sense. I'm just kind of telling you what I knew. Now, if there was a comic book company out there called Legacy Comics, and that has been using it for 5 years, then obviously it's off the table. Does that make sense? But yeah, and actually, I think it was you, Nighthawk. You sent me something with a guy, and his comic was Legacy Comics, and I think came out right around the same time. So, I'm not gonna really fight him on it. He's an indie guy, right? And not really that big, and it's like, I doubt he's gonna fight me on it. But when I want to resubmit, and if he's gonna have to do the same thing I've done, which is say, okay, can I get this copyrighted? And he's gonna have a hard time like I did. But if I can get 5 books out before he can get 2 books out or 3 books out, then I have more of a claim to it because I've used it more. So, but I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Or again, if he like really, 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 really wants that name, he could just be like, "Hey, look, I'm gonna pay you whatever, $500, and you back off, and I'll use it. You come up with something else. I mean, maybe I'll do that. $500 isn't really that much, and I've already got books with the Legacy title on it, so it's like I have to totally reverse course and come up with another name and do reprints and stuff. So $500, maybe not, but a little bit more we'll talk. But so there's all that stuff to consider. My kids are going back and watching all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. They're good. They're good movies. I like them. Bummer that the last Pirates of the Caribbean movie was lame, but let's see what happens with number 6. I'll see. Okay, here we go. All right, time to draw the little alien dude. Gotta do his gun too. Hold on a second. Let's do the gun. Doing it freehand. Hopefully make it look a little more cartoony-ish. Humphrey Bear's more of a cartoony guy, so. Kind of like an Earthworm Jim gun. Do you guys remember Earthworm Jim, the video game? It was so fun. That was like such a unique video game. It was, super fun. Doug Kniffle. Could probably share a lot of info with you on copywriting his creation and how that worked with doing a video game of his creation. Gotta take off this watch. I bought a whole bunch of watch batteries off of Amazon, and I bought like a watch battery changing kit. I've got like 4 or 5 watches just chilling in my drawer that have all died and just need new watch batteries. So I'm like, all right, forget it. I'm gonna buy some watch batteries. When I used to live in New Jersey, I had a friend who owned a jewelry store, and like he literally made all of his money off of just changing watch batteries. And so he'd be my man changing all my watch batteries. But after I moved, I really haven't found a watch changing place. Battery changing place. So, like, all right, man, I'm just gonna do it myself. I have a Fossil watch. Remember Fossil? I changed the battery in that one. Got that one running. They're just nice watches. Got that was a Casio, and then I have like a cool Armatron they got at Walmart. It's kind of like more bulky, more of like a military looking cool watch. So got that one running. Well, part of it. It's digital and analog, so I got the analog running, and I gotta get the digital going. It needs 2 batteries. So I just got the second battery in. And what's this dude's thing look like here? Okay. got a little circle thing here. Little collar thing there. And something there. All right. Little teardrop head. All right. The 3 little wisps of hair on his head. I like it. Going off Gary's drawing here. And okay, so let me do that. Get a pocket. And finish this boot. I'm just going to have it go to the floor. Pluto Mcgoo. Who came up with the name Humphrey Bear or Nighthawk? Curious. Okay, so that's that. Here, what else? All right. I don't know anything else other than he's a sidekick, so I'm not even going to do much else other than that. Let's see. Let's give him. Let's get all these. Ooh, that's a small one. Give me the 2. Give me the 2. Give me the 2. All right, I think that's it for that. Got pants on. All right. What else? What else? Background. Let's go with 2. All right. Kind of alien terrain. I don't know. Just gonna go with that. And then oh yeah, hold on. His mask. Go dark on his mask. I like how the mask's pretty dark. So I'm going to do a dark mask here. Well, dark as in shadow, but you know. Fun to get different interpretations of your character from different artists. You know, just to see how different artists will handle the character, and because they'll do like different little, maybe little tiny changes, you know, but maybe depending on who you're doing it for. If you're drawing a Marvel character, they won't let you do any changes unless it's like a new take, a new book, a new series. Like, oh, okay, you can go ahead and change, you know, do a different design, all that stuff. But you know, depending. Well, like let's see here, where to go. Kenneth Rockefeller's, you know, drawing a final boss, like it's probably going to be pretty similar. Very minute changes, if any. Sometimes you'll get something different. Like Matt Weldon, Matt Costin, when he drew Ganon on his cover, variant cover he did for me, he gave Ganon this cool look. His style is very manga, so it's kind of like a manga Ganon, which was pretty sweet looking. Oh yeah, let's do the Pluto Mcgoo. Let's use 3. Go. Boom, 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 boom. Now add some more blackety black. Hey, sweetie. How's it going? Cool. And I'm doing this for balance sake, because if you're going to have some dark blacks up top, it's good to balance it out with some darks below. Oh, and just a heads up, guys, for those of you here with me now, just a heads up. In 2 weeks, Fan Art Friday will not be on because I will be in Phoenix for Phoenix Fan Fusion. I'll be at the show selling me arts at a convention table in Phoenix, Arizona. So there you go. 2 weeks from now. Nighthawk, if you're listening, 2 weeks from now, not next week, 2 weeks. Because I know you're going to contact me tomorrow. Did you say next week or 2 weeks? It'll be like 2 weeks. And then next week, Friday's going to roll around and you're like, Eric, are you going to have Fan Art Friday today? Because I thought you said you were going to be out of town or you died or something. I forget. Did you say you were going to die next week? Because I thought you said you weren't going to have Fan Art Friday. And I'm going to be like, no, that's not what I said. So I hope you're listening. I know you're going to message me. Some foolery. Eric, did you say you're going to Africa next week? What'd you say, Eric? Like, no, Nighthawk. No, not going to Africa, Nighthawk. I'm simply taking a trip with my family to Arizona, Nighthawk. That's what I'm saying to you right now. I'm telling you over and over so you know and you will remember. But you won't. You're still going to contact me. And it's okay. I don't care. I do. But you're going to bother me anyway. So I'm just ready for it, my friend. I'm ready for it. I've grown to know it and to love it. I love your foolery. I do. Okay. Pluto Mcgoo. He left off his shoe. And he's fighting green monsters in a lava pit called Nadaru. All right, almost done. And almost done. Almost done. Make these a little thicker. All right, there we go. I think that will do it. Let me draw some planets. And we're out. We're done. Pluto Mcgoo. Number 12 of the Fan Art Fridays. Okay. 3. Let's go with 3. And then let's go smallest one. Then a few few little planet effects here. This is not Pluto, because I'm guessing he's on Pluto, possibly, maybe, I don't know. It's Pluto Mcgoo, so don't know. Should be on Pluto. There we go. I'm gonna stop now. Really, I am. Let me sign it. Boom. There we go, folks. Done. Pluto Mcgoo. Pluto Mcgoo. Copyright, trademark. Just kidding. Just kidding. All right. Ugh. Sorry, I've been neglecting the chat for quite some time. I apologize. Let's come over here. Let's come over here. Cameraman's going back to here. And there we go. 45 comments I missed. Holy moly, I'm so sorry. I see. I didn't feel like drawing the whole body at the time. I did the drawing this month. I did the drawing this month yet. So I haven't done the drawing this month yet, so maybe I will have to now. Humphrey Bear. Dun 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 dun. Did you send the logo I made to Nighthawk Warrior Comics? Is that for me? I don't know. Dun 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 dun. Wait, you ordered that? Where? When? Ordered what? Ordered that? Ordered the are you talking about the boss, final boss? I did order that. I ordered it off of Tyler Kirkham's website. Which makes me question. I need to ask my comic shop if they have any of the Artist Elite books, other books. I haven't been following that, but I know him, Brett Booth, Chad Harding, other artists are doing like their own books, but I haven't seen them at the comic shop. So I'm curious if shops aren't carrying them, or some are, or some aren't. But I got to look into that because I'd like to check out some of them. But I have not been following that a whole lot. So anyway, let's see. I think I answered that. So if you were to create a character from scratch, looks, backstory, etc., do you have to go file for the copyright paperwork? It's all very new territory for me. So if you were to create a character from scratch, looks, backstory, etc., do you have to go file for the copyright paperwork? You could do it online, and I believe you could file it online, and you have to pay for it. There's a cost associated with it. But yeah, so there is something called the poor man's copyright, which I kind of alluded to, that you, and I'm sorry if maybe I already answered this, but you mail it in the mail, you certify mail it back to yourself, and they'll put the time and date stamp on it. That's the poor man's copyright. And again, that just affirms like I created this character at this time, it's mine, blah, blah, blah. So that way, if down the road someone else says, oh, you stole my character, and you're like, no, I created this character in 2023 and it's 2026, whatever. See, I have the proof. This is when I created it. So no, I didn't steal your thing. It just looks like mine. I did it first. Okay, yeah, so I probably already answered that. Sorry. Yeah, it can be a little expensive. That thing I spoke about where I paid for like a service for them to look at all the different names or whoever is using Legacy Comics or Shadow Century at the time, that that cost like $600, $600-700 just for that. Thankfully, because I know the lawyer, he's doing all that other work pro bono. So yes, it can get expensive. I know I still just set my PayPal account so I can get that beautiful Iron Fist. Yes. You sent me one with color on Twitter? I didn't see that. Oh, you tagged me in it. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. First appearance of the Fly Swatter. Sorry, I'm Eric's very talented, huh? Thank you, sir. I'm going back a while here. Sorry. Okay, Eric, I'll tell you off stream more if you're interested in the story in Twitter DM. Dun, dun, dun. A time traveling rocket. Mcgoo. Oh, he and through time, a time traveling rocket. Oh, okay, that's the rocket in the picture. Gotcha. How do you take notes of potential characters and story ideas and organize, structure them? I've got a lot of ideas, but I'm struggling to get them into the next stage. Being organized is very important. Have your notes. You could do separate Word documents that you could do okay, here's notes on the characters. They could be, all in the same and just kind of have it organized. So it's all right, here's all the characters' names. And then after the character have their own bio, whatever. I mean, there's lots of ways to do it. I do it I have a breakdown where I have their name, all of their power, their information, blah, 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 blah. And then, but for the actual comic books, I have that broken down into the structure of the story. And then that just helps my brain. And then I go into the actual script separately. But it's hard to keep all that organized, but I would suggest just having different Word documents and just kind of, whatever works for you. I used to write a lot of stuff down on paper. I don't do that anymore. Have it all on the computer. Just helps keep it all organized and everything. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff. So character story. So once you get your concepts right, you have your potential characters and your story ideas right. Then over here, get something where it's okay, now I'm actually gonna do it and write the story. Start with a basic outline of the story. If your story is going to be 100 pages, just kind of break it down into acts. Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, or 4 acts, whatever. Break it down. Go start small, right? Break it down simple, then get a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. That'll help keep everything in focus. But then you just kind of there's a lot to it. But you'll figure out what works for you if you just kind of get into it and get into the details. And all right, I'm going to write my story. Page 1, first scene, blah, blah, blah. You're going to do a lot of learning as you go through it, because if you're just starting out, there's a lot that can go into it. Eric, what's your suggestion for drawing the comic? In order to get this character and story published, I can print a copy in my printer at home so I can have a physical copy myself. Yeah, you could do that. For drawing the comic, yeah. If you wanted to do the poor man's copyright, just have the character have a picture or two of the character, have the information of the character, have information of the story, and then put that in the mail and certify mail it to yourself, and then you have a copyright. But then for the drawing of the comic, you just have to draw the comic. It's pretty simple. There you go. Taylor, usually you draw the characters on paper and then begin writing a story around them, or vice versa. Bubba. Yay! Eric's going to Africa. Exactly. That's what you're going to tell me next week. Eric, how was Africa? That looks awesome. I haven't gotten to the drawing stage yet. I have a lot of notes, but haven't organized them. I'm not sure how. Yeah, that's one of those things, man. Organizing your thoughts and ideas. You just kind of got to do it, but and as you do it, you're kind of going to learn, and then you're going to do it better the next time. Then you're going to learn, and you're going to do it better the next time. And so you just kind of have to do it. It's like writing a book. Just write. And if you're going to write a comic, just write. It's not going to be perfect. Don't expect it to be perfect, but just do it. And again, start small. Okay, here's all my characters. Here's all their powers, right? here's the basic outline and the breakdown of my story. And a great help and a great tool you could use is Blake Snyder's beat sheet. Type in Blake Snyder's beat sheet on Chrome. You could download a free PDF. And he wrote a great book. If you want the book, it's called Save the Cat. Beautifully breaks down the simplicity of a screenplay, of a story, of a book, whatever. And there's a thing you could download that'll go through different like movies, like Star Wars, Indiana Jones, blah blah blah. And like the first Star Wars movie, the whole plot is to rescue Princess Leia. That's simplest form, right? Start small, simple. They're going to rescue Princess Leia. Okay. What about all the other stuff? Who are your characters, right? That's so. But the Blake Snyder beat sheet talks about it in like beats. And every good story has these like beats to it, right? So every good story is going to hit these beats. You have your first scene. You have the problem. Okay, what's the problem? Oh no, Princess Leia is captured. We got to rescue her. There's your problem. The rest of the story, how do you solve that problem? And then, there's the action. There's the kind of like, okay, here's the middle of the story, kind of like plateau. Here's the climax. This is when all the action happens. This is when they're, they've rescued Princess Leia, but now they've got to fight Darth Vader and the Death Star and blah, blah, blah. So it's like, yeah, it's great. Download it. Blake Snyder's beat sheet. And it's a printout. You can print it out. You can plug in your story into it and just see, okay, is my story hitting these beats? If you don't even know how your story is going to go yet, plug in things that you think would hit those beats. And it gives you examples for each from like different movies. So super duper helpful. I'd recommend that to anybody who's starting out writing or, not sure how. So there you go. I hope that is helpful to you. And I've talked my head off and I'm ready to go take a break. All right, guys, it's been fun. Happy Friday to you. It's been a blast again, and I will see you next week. Check out ericmiddletowskiart.com for all your prints, all the good stuff that you want. And that's it. Alrighty, y'all. Have a great weekend.